Okay, so Chuwi have sent me a 14-inch CoreBook Air to test. It's next to my 2020 MacBook Air, and as you can see, similar sizes. This is a little bit slimmer. Connectivity-wise, I've got USB-C, a headphone jack, and USB-A. And on the other side, another couple of USB-Cs and a full-size HDMI. So much better connectivity than my MacBook. Not sure if this trick works. Yes, it does. So that's the same as a MacBook where you don't need to hold onto the laptop when you're opening it. So nice and snappy, even while it's updating to start up. I'm going to try some Windows games. I'm also going to run Linux on this, and we're also going to have a look inside later on in the video. Let's go through some of the specs. So Chuwi CoreBook. So featherlight design, only 1 kilograms. And it does feel nice and light. So we've got 14-inch 1920 by 1200 display, sRGB. Dual custom speakers, haven't heard those yet, I'll try those a bit later. The Radeon graphics I was definitely interested in. Maybe this will run SteamOS. So this has got a Radeon 660M, 6 cores at 1900 megahertz. And it's also a Ryzen 5 with 6 cores and 12 threads up to 4.5 gigahertz. This is a 6600H. Really nice to see they put DDR5 RAM on. I've had quite a few laptops and mini PCs with DDR4, and DDR5 is definitely more snappy. So we've got a Copilot key, 55 watt-hour battery, full-featured USB-C, so I'll be plugging some displays into that later. Windows 11 Pro is pre-installed, anodized and sandblasted aluminium. Some nice close-up shots. So the display is nice and bright, 350 nits. And showing how it performs next to the Ultra 5 225U and the Ryzen 7 Pro and an older i5. Oh, I'm hoping it's got just normal laptop RAM and also NVMe storage. That'll be very easy to upgrade. Because we've got Radeon graphics, it means we can play a lot of games. Now, this is actually more powerful than a Steam Deck. And if we have a look at some of the benchmarks, so you can see single deck performance, it's considerably better. Multi-core performance, considerably better. Geekbench scores are considerably better as well. So the Steam Deck's GPU has slightly better performance, but we should still be able to run all of the games that are recently verified for Steam Deck and loads more. It's nice to see they've included a backlit keyboard with a couple of settings. I'm going to drop the resolution down to 720 to try some Windows games, because that definitely will help, as these are pretty demanding games. This is such a good game. Okay, this sounds reasonable. I think it still looks alright. It seems to be pretty smooth, so we've got about 40 to 50 FPS. Just a bit of driving around. Yeah, holding around about 40. And I'm using it on a 27-inch monitor and it looks alright at 720. Yeah, happy with that. Right, let's just jump out and have a little run around and see how that works. Yeah, pretty good. Right, let's try something else. So, Riders Republic, and again the fans are running. Yeah, it doesn't feel too bad. Looks reasonable for what it is. It looks better on the laptop display than on the monitor because the laptop display is only 14-inch. Oh, it seems to cope with all the extra people on it as well. I'm getting less FPS, but it doesn't feel like it. So actually the quality I could drop quite a lot because it's on high. Well, let's go low. It's going to look pretty awful. But let's see how many frames we can get. Yeah, I'm getting around about 48 FPS there. Happy with that, and it still looks pretty reasonable. Okay, so this is the Monster Hunter benchmark, which is a free benchmark on Steam. We'll go with frame generation. So the benchmark does a test of your system and then picks what it thinks is best. We got a difficulty playing, but it did pick high graphics settings for some reason. But I'm going to do a direct comparison with SteamOS, which is proven to have better frame rates than Windows running the same games. So it'll be interesting to see what that's like. So let's shut this down. That's all the screws removed. And interestingly, this center one is the longest one of all of them, so I need to remember that to go back in that place. I'm glad to say there's no screws underneath the rubber feet. So the RAM is here, so that's soldered in, so that's not upgradable, at least not by me. The processor is under here, and we can see the heatsink going out to the fan. But the good bit is that this is a normal NVMe drive, so I can just take that out. It's a 2280 size. I can unscrew that. And I've got SteamOS, which is Arch Linux, on this NVMe drive. I haven't tried it on this yet, but it works on a lot of AMD Ryzen mini PCs, so I'm hopeful. Right, before I put all the screws in, I think I'm going to try and boot it with just this on. So will SteamOS boot? Okay, so secure boot, so I need to go into the BIOS and turn off secure boot. So here, secure boot disabled. I need to turn that back on before I put Windows back in it. F10, and yes. Oh, it is working. I was just about to say that's taken too long. Wow, SteamOS on a laptop. Cool. I'll just give it some Wi-Fi. Okay, so I need to update that. So, system, check for updates. Yeah, there is one, so let's do that, because every time this updates, it gets more compatibility. It's great. So 296 megabyte update. So applying the update now. I've just moved it to my other desk so I can do some screen capture and plug in a controller. That creak was because I haven't secured any of the screws. And it wants to do a restart. Let's do this with the controller. But you can use mouse and keyboard as you saw earlier on. I've just started the benchmark and already it's looking way faster, but it has picked a higher resolution, 1920 by 1200, and graphics settings it's picked lowest. So I'm going to have to do the test again, but it's interesting how it picked those settings on its own and it chose them so differently. But we'll wait till the end of this test because it's interesting to see how it gets on. So we did have a better score. So SteamOS got 5439 versus 4858 on Windows, and we had 29.91 FPS versus 22.50 on Windows. But obviously it picked different resolutions and different graphics. So I'm going to see if I can configure it the same. So it's letting me pick 1280 by 800, which is the closest I can get to 1280 by 720. And we need to pick high, which isn't what I would pick to play it, but that's what it picked for Windows, so we're going to have to go with that. And let's run it again. Okay, so SteamOS did win that test, only marginally, but then it was running at a higher resolution, so 720 versus 800 for the vertical resolution, but we got 4960 compared to 4858 on Windows, and we had an average of 24.8 frames per second compared to 22.5. And I'm going to do one more test, but I'm going to do low at this resolution because I reckon we'll get it to be playable. It's a good start. Yeah, this is looking promising. Yeah, so that's the highest result so far with 6450 and an average of 37.43 FPS. So I would probably go to medium because then the graphics would be better, but you'd also still have a decent frame rate for this sort of game. So this is how SteamOS boots up, and you can use your controller. So just like a console, really nice and user-friendly, and you don't need to touch a mouse and keyboard. So the good thing about this is if I plug in an HDMI cable, it mutes the laptop screen and sends it to the big screen. So this is a 27-inch monitor, but it could be your TV. So all of a sudden you've got a games console. Now I'll switch over to screen capture so you can see this. So I can very easily select a game and launch it, but I can also press the home screen and go to the full library and see all of the games that I've got available, what's SteamOS compatible, all of the games and so on. Even some of the games that aren't SteamOS compatible, you can run compatibility to get them to run. But let's try a bit of hotshot racing, and I've got the sound coming through a speaker connected to my monitor now. So as if you're using it on a television. So we'll just jump into a quick race. And as you can see, lovely and smooth. Such a great game. And if I just press the Xbox button, I can go back to the library and I can pick another game. So if I go for what's installed, jump into a bit of Tomb Raider, close Hotshot Racing, and I can continue my game.
Right, back to camp.
Which looks great. I'm not sure what happens if I shut the laptop lid. Yeah, it continues to work. So laptop is closed. I'm using it like a console. And it's not the newest of games, but it does look great. Really nice sounds and everything as well. Yeah, that's cool. Very happy with that. I can also shut SteamOS down and also launch into desktop mode from the controller. And now we have Arch Linux, so we can use this as just a normal operating system with a web browser and so on. I've also got the Heroic launcher on here, so I can install games for different systems. So things like Epic Games are available through this, but you also have Steam in there as well. And it just is a normal operating system with multitasking, with an app store, and it works great. Okay, let's shut that down, and I'm going to put Windows back in this because I want to show the multi-display output. So Windows is back on here and all the screws are back in place. Just wanted to show the fast charging. So I've got a USB-C charger here. So let's plug it into the first port. So it's charging at 37.6 watts. Let's try the other port. I think I've had it faster. There's quite a bit of charge in the battery, so when it's lower we might get a much higher wattage. So 35.6 watts it's charging at. And for a lightweight Windows laptop, I've been really impressed with the battery. So we've got up to 8 hours of streaming, and it can charge up to 65 watts. So let's plug in some displays and also just show how quick it starts up. So I've just powered it on. We'll show this in real time. So we're already on the launch screen. Let's just pop the password in and we're up and running. Let's plug in some extra displays. So this is a USB-C display. Let's pop that into the front USB-C socket here. And you can see that it detects it. And so this is being powered by the laptop. So we plug in another display. Can just about reach. Yeah, so properly supports 3 displays. So I could open, say, the web browser, and I can go full screen here. You can see it's coming up, although not with the video I was looking for. Oh, there we go, that's the one I want. So if I tap on that, that will start playing. And the sound's coming out over there, and this will be the laptop. It's alright actually, for such a small and very lightweight laptop, and I can use the F keys to turn that up. So that's on 90. So very impressed. Runs Windows well, nice and snappy. I was impressed with the gaming performance for such a small, lightweight laptop. The fans do come on when you're running it under more pressure, but when you're running it under normal use, like now, I don't think the fans are running at all. I certainly can't hear anything. So thanks for Chuwi for sending me this to test. Hope all this helps. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe.